Hey, what's up guys, it's Dave from NetcodeGuides.com, and today we're going to do a round breakdown of NaVi versus Mousesports. But before we go into the round I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show how the round plays out very quickly of the round beforehand, and show you how NaVi reacts to this fast long. As you can see, all three guys are falling back from long, but they're playing like a round A site for the most part. They take a very long time to go to cat, and sometimes they don't even go up to cat, as you can see. Mousesports does a quick split, they get up on cat, and this could have gone very, very poorly for NaVi, but fortunately for them, they have a very good rotate. Edward went all the way through B tunnels, so they know they weren't at B, and they were able to full rotate. And in that scenario, even if you have not the best setup and you have long or cat control, you could still hold it. But anyways, Mousesports saw that and they recognized that, which is going to completely change the round that they play out after they take long control the next time. Okay, so now Mousesports know that NaVi is falling back from long, and they're doing so at a pretty slow pace to get back to cat, which gives you two options. Okay, you know that they're falling back from long, so what do? Abuse that, man. Take that long control and get in the pit and take that map control. And once you take that map control, you can do, a lot of good things in the round. Now, NaVi does not play this round the right way, by the way. They didn't have anybody spotting cat. They could easily have someone like Nex or Dennis up cat here, right? Which they're forcing them to, essentially, right? Because Edward and C's are not watching fast cat or anything. Like, they could easily be right here. So NaVi decides to retake cat with Flamey and Zeus, okay? And they're able to pretty easily. And now, like any good team, you do something, we do something, right? Everything you do on T side should cause a reaction as a CT. And NaVi goes, well, our best bet here is probably doing some type of a mid control. So Zeus is going to smoke, and he's going to take the battles at middle. He's going to molly Xbox, which is really nice, and then he's going to flash over mid. They're going to peek, 2 from middle, 2 and rotate 1 off the B, and then 2 from there. Now, Mousesports plays this pretty poorly. This guy, as soon as he saw that was going to happen, it should have been relayed towards his teammates, and he should have been towards the lower Xbox right here. And then basically what should have happened is Nex should be on the right here towards that pillar watching middle. Anybody comes out the mid door, he kills him, right? Dennis should move towards the lower Xbox. I'm going to put in like 10% speed at 3%. Or 25% so I can show you guys. He should move right here, and then he should kill them while they're coming off cat, and that's how they should make the reaction. He shouldn't be here. This is a pretty easy shot for the CTs. Next gets a decent trade on him. Got B, and this other guy should be peeking a bit more towards like palm tree area. Spitty. They're probably worried that Guardian's opping there, but they should be peeking a little bit more aggressively and hoping on that middle. And that's the reaction that should have happened. They almost do it perfectly, just a little bit of mistakes there to force it into a 2v2. But that's what every player should have done, right? Now it's a 2v2, and they're pretty damn sure they're long, which is like the perfect read by them. And they get into a pretty crazy shit scenario right here. We'll go ahead and show like how the round plays out. They know they're coming long. Try to jiggle peek Guardian. Never gonna work. God B comes up, gets a nice kill, and then gets like this insane kill. That was like, I think he jumping kills him here. Yeah, super lucky. But anyways, I think this is a good round to show because it shows how as a CT you need to react, and how a T you could use past rounds to react towards future rounds. And Gabi did a great job of calling that. Like, he definitely made the right call there. He saw that they were being pushed off long pretty easily, and that's part of NaVi's game plan, is to give up long and then play reactionary towards where you're going to hit after that. So it was a really good call by the Ts, and it was a proper call by the CTs to react to that. But I will say this, once you have that long control and you still have a good nade set as a T, and you maintain map control, you are heavily favored. Heavily favored, as long as you don't fuck up and let some CT make a big play. There's so many things you could do there. Had the CTs simply played very far back on catwalk, like say the CTs just waited on catwalk, you could have used all your nades in middle, you could have flash cat, and then you could have waited until you had just like a molly smoke and flash, and then taken cat with that, and you would have won the round like super easily. Okay, so it's very, very heavily T favored from that point. So as a CT, you want to take those risks. You want to, you know, challenge them towards lower and things like that and crunch middle. So NaVi made the right play, Mousesports made the right play, and at the end of the day, if both teams are making the right play, a lot of the time it's going to come down to who hits the individual shots and who makes the individual plays to win the round. And you saw Mousesports did there.